Calgary Stampede went into toward paddock and up towards it.
Well, hello boys and girls, it's Suffolk Andy here, in the middle of Ipswich. Well, today I thought I'd just have a ride around Ipswich and show you one or two of the sights. Not a bad old town, but we'll get to all that in a minute. So I'm just going to ride off up here, which is Princess Street, which is like, used to be the banking and everything else. But if you can see all the signs up to let, to rent, investment, that is my town at the moment. So anyway, let's have a little ride around. So we're coming up here, Princess Street. As you can see, all the signs up for to let, to rent and whatever. So many shops closed, so many things closed. It's now getting a bit of a joke. There's the old market up there, as you can see up the top there. They have that twice a week, I think, like a little open market, which is quite nice. They're trying to close that down now, I think, or move it off because it's unsightly. I'm gonna follow this round and take you around the other side. Now, what I found is that my town is mainly made up of charity shops, 99p or pound shops, phone shops, and a few banks and building societies. Most of the shopping, I think, today is done on the outskirts of town in the big supermarkets. One of the reasons for that is it's cheaper to have a store outside of Ipswich than it is in Ipswich, because the rates are so damn bloody high here. A lot of little businesses can't survive, so they have to move on or go out of business. And as you can see, the traffic is horrendous. This is our new set of traffic lights we've had put in, which were being put in to take a roundabout out. He'll let me through, won't he? Yeah, this is a new section here. Cost £1 million, these traffic lights and whatever. There used to be a subway here and a big roundabout, and they took it out, put these traffic lights in that have now stalled the place up a little bit, but they are obsessed with traffic lights, my council. So we're just waiting for the next load to go in. So anyway, as we come up here, we're on the outskirts of town now. That 70s building there on your right used to be the police station till a few months back, and they moved that now out of town. So anything to do with the police, it's about 5 miles out of town now, so it's a bit of a pain. Moved out to Martlesham. Right, I'll come back up this way. If I went to the left here, I would go to Little Baghdad. It is all Arabic and Arab shops and Kurdi shops and you name it. Not the nicest of areas, I'm afraid, now, which used to be quite nice down there, lots of little shops. Right, that's the main thoroughfare through there to your right. Going through there, you're going to go shopping. Your charity shops and pound shops. As you can see, the boards are everywhere, empty to the opportunities and all this sort of stuff, which is so sad. Right up here on your right is the main bus station. Just spent another £1.5 million on this, and it looks exactly the same as when they started. Just they've got slightly different shelters and a different road surface. There's the big Taran Park shopping centre over there. I have heard they're going to pump another £5 million into there to try and boost it up and get some more shops, because half of it is friggin' empty. What are these friggin' knobby children doing? Oh, we'll run across the road and get ourselves killed and laugh about it and giggle. Okay, now I'm now going to show you a bit of history, actually. I'll see if I can pull up. It's a bit of a jewel in the crown, really, in this town. Right, this is called Christchurch Park, and it's a massive park on the edge of town. And there you can see is Christchurch Mansion. Now that is a Tudor mansion with add-ons. You can see that Jacobean parts have been put on the side and the front, but it's all free. You can go in there and it's decked out in all the old ways, and this is a very nice park. And that is Christchurch Mansion. You can see it's a very nice house, and it's very haunted apparently. I've never been in there at night, but apparently they've had one or two folks stay there at night and had the willies put up them. Literally, I think. So there you go, that's Christchurch Mansion and Christchurch Park. Right, I better get back to the bike because there's one of those Jobsworth strolling around with his little book to catch you parking where you shouldn't park. Hang on, mate, no coming. I've been about 1 minute, that's all I've been. I know it is, but I just went in there and just shooed me face and come back again. Thank you, mate. Fucking hell. Do you see that? Now that's how long they're riding around in vans, the fucking parasites, and trying to catch us. That is how long I was before he was on to me. That is unbelievable. Pie and display, and I was about, what, a minute? That is ridiculous. Right, this is the University of East Anglia on the waterfront here, this new building, which as you can see goes in well with all the old buildings. And this is Flat City. And none of this existed when I was a boy, and none of this existed until about 5 or 6 years ago. And all these flats and whatever of all these lot here have all been built up. Then you'll see loads more time I've finished in this area. This used to all be docklands and, you know, shipping and stuff like that, and now there's nothing, just flats through Tesco's Expresses and more flats and flats, more flats and flats and flats. This is Ipswich Docks. Get it in gear, Andrew. We still have 1 or 2 boats come up just for the wood, but most of it now has been turned into a marina and yuppie flats. As you can see, all the way around there is yuppie flats. So, and yachts. When I was a boy, where all these yachts are and all these harbours here were just full of barges and ships and stuff like that, and now it's all yuppie boats and cafes and flats and you name it. As you can see, it's completely changed in my lifetime. Pull up here because talking about boats in my day, here is one. Now this is an old Thames Barge. There you go, there's the old Thames Barge. Now they used to ply from here up to London and back and down to Kent, around the place. There's a few being preserved, as you can see. This one is one, and you can hire them out and they race them and stuff like that. Very expensive hobby if you want to own one, because they take a lot of money for the upkeep now, because they're well over 100 years old. So there you go. Over there is where they make, like I said, make the big luxury cruisers. You can see them sitting there, you know, millions of pounds some of these, and of course more flats. Right, I'll make my way down here. Now you've seen the old boats that used to come up here when I was a kid. Right, here we are at the other end of the marina come docks. There's another old barge there, as you can see, so there's more than one about. As you can see down there, more flats. And over there, as you can see, they're building them over there, more flats. And over there, the old malting building over there, more flats. As you can see, it's all flats, and they're very expensive, and half of them are empty, but they keep building them. And we've got a waiting list here for housing on in Ipswich as long as your friggin' arm. But I don't think they want them sort of people in the flats. So anyway, I'll make my way down here now. Let this lady take her little picture. Now this used to be the old custom house where you had to pay all your dues and stuff here. And I'll show you the little jail. If you was a naughty boy caught smuggling or anything like that, you was taken in there and probably never seen again. Or if you was, it was to come out the front here, up to the town hall and get strung up. So right, as you can see, even down here there's places to let, like most of the town. This is where lots and lots of people come to pay lots and lots of money for drinks and have a good time. The bistros and places like that, and one of the most successful places in Ipswich is coming up here. As you can see, there's lots of money's worth down here. This is Isaac's on the quay, and lots of people come here and spend lots and lots of money, about 4 or 5 quid for a pint of beer, or £5 for a little bottle of beer, or some wine, 7 or 8 quid for a glass of wine in a plastic cup. But it's cool, and you know, all these places here, as you can see, more flats. As you can see, flats, 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 flats. And this is the, like I said earlier, this is the university campus of Suffolk. And if you want to go and buy yourself a flat, you can. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of a tour of Ipswich. You know, show you what it's like around here a little bit. I'm not going to moan too much about my town. It's still a good town. The crime rate is just gone horrendous, and we have had, and dare I say it, and I will say it, had a massive influx of Eastern European folk, and that is causing lots of problems on the infrastructure. Yeah, so it's not a bad old town. It's very busy. The road structure can't deal with all the cars. The housing problem is absolutely horrendous. Now we've had all our Eastern European cousins coming in, and we've got thousands and thousands and thousands of flats, and that does piss me off a little bit, because we don't need all those flats. What we need is some decent accommodation or housing, social housing for our own folk. But that's not going to happen as long as I've got a proverbial hole up my arse. So anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of your towns. Are your towns suffering the same sort of thing as my town? It'd be nice to know. And let me think what you thought of that friggin' traffic warden. He was friggin' quick, weren't he? I was only off the bike about a friggin' minute, and he was there like a bloody jumping salmon. But anyway, that's enough from me. From Flat City, Ipswich in Suffolk, Suffolk Andy.